splendid weekend. Since last time tulikuwa na wewe, it's been 2 weeks because last week we were not here, but we're here today to talk everything and anything and everything matters football. So we're hoping umekuwa poa na uko poa. Hata kama timu yako inapigwa left, right and center, worry not. Kama timu yako imejaa injuries, worry not. Kama timu yako is flying high like Chelsea, we got you. We shall talk about you. All right? Karibu sana to Monday Blitz. This is Shatta Boy. Rocho tutajoin yeye baadaye, bado ako huko Dominica. Hata kama wasichana wetu walirudi, yeye bado anapunga unyunyu. And of course I'm not doing this alone. Niko na team yangu hapa moja amazing sana upon the studio. I want them to introduce themselves. Today I'm very lucky, bana. I'm not the only one fighting for Arsenal today. Today I'm gonna listen as someone else fights for Arsenal because you guys have been saying wewe ukubaliki kushindwa. All right, let us start with introductions. Karibu sana.
All right. Good morning. My name is Florence. If you like, you can call me Flossport. Well, I think I'm the only one new fan on this set, but it's all good. It's good to see someone a new face. His jazz, his choice of attire actually betrays him, but this hours. So welcome and glad to be here on TV47 this morning.
How have you been?
Totally awesome. I can't complain.
Yes. Amazing. Mr. Karibu sana.
Asante.
Introduction.
Remember, umekaa katikati ya mimi na Shaka. Be careful vile unasema. Good morning. Mimi naitwa Jose. Ukipenda coach Jose. Yeah. Arsenal, number 1 Arsenal fan.
Kabisa.
Number 2
saying that he's coach Jose, at least
yes.
Najua atakuwa bias. Anatuambia
ataongea kama coach.
Yes.
But I'm also a coach.
Well,
but this kwangi bias.
What do you coach?
Football.
Are you sure?
Don't joke. Maybe I'm a FIFA accredited coach. Allah.
That's why people say unalia sana.
Nitakuja hapa
kubalance.
But hakuna mtu ulia kuliko makocha hata game ikiendelea pale kwenye touchline.
Maybe ni tactical. Pia hiyo kulia ni tactical.
Uliona Ancelotti mpaka anachanganyikiwa
akafanya nini?
Anashindwa. Ameweka wote kama vinga hajui ameshindwa.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, wale mko nyumbani, of course as we do this show tunapendanga pia nyinyi mko involved na show. Alafu last week over the weekend tulikuwa na the inaugural presidential debate ya FKF, ilikuwa pale Kwea. Tulikuwa hapo, Joseph alikuwa na sisi and we promised on Monday tutakuja pia tupitie hiyo debate, tuangalie nani aliongea vizuri, nani alikuwa na point ya uzito. But we shall be talking about the debate later on. But because I want you to be part of the show, I have a question for you. And the question of the day, nataka nikuulize, kama elections za FKF zingefanywa leo, if the FKF elections were to be held today and you had a vote, who would you be voting for as your president? Who would you want to take over as the FKF president? Remember, candidates wale wamejitokeza. There is Doris Petra, is Hussein Mohamed, Barry Otieno, Chris Amimo, Sami Kempes, Toma Lila, Cleophas Emmanuel na Samo Chola. Hiyo mbogi imejitokeza. Wewe ungetaka kupigia nani kura if you had a vote, if you are a delegate? Ama ungesema mimi sasa I want the football direction iende hivi. If you are lucky enough to watch the debate, I'm sure you picked something here or there. Inaweza kusaidia in making your decisions. And later on, we shall be having clips of the debate and discuss it. But before that one, let us talk about now the elephant in the room. Literally. Arsenal, Liverpool. Did you expect that scoreline?
Yes and no. Yes, because I'm happy you guys lost. Because I knew mngekuwa mnayapa pa sana. But
is a draw a loss to you?
Yeah, it is. I expected you. You know, I had a lot of hope with Arsenal.
Really?
The last time I was here, nilisema you guys are title contenders.
Yes.
You're still there, but after what has been happening, the injuries, kidogo I might be pulling you off that. But it's still good. You're still in a better place. You're still better placed on the log. But yes, it was a good match. Yeah. I expected it to be more tougher. But a draw is good for Arsenal, in my opinion.
Yes.
But I wish you lost for the sake of arguments.
Really?
Yes.
But ebu cheki, Arsenal walikuwa hawana, yani first lineup yao, wengi hawakuwa. Saliba hayuko, kuna injury. Odegaard hayuko. I mean, hiyo scoreline, besides...
And you picked another injury still.
Yeah.
Actually two.
Yes.
tunaanza mpaka na nani left back.
Yes.
I mean, it was an amazing match.
Yes.
To me I still feel like tungeshinda. Ile bao bado mimi naona kama ni bao. Mimi sikuona hiyo foul. Ya tatu ni bao. Mimi sikuona foul. But me I still think referees wanafaa waangalie sana.
Yes.
Ile red ya Saliba hiyo ikuwa red. Because remember Liverpool walikuwa wanacheza na nani weekend? The same thing happened.
Yes, Chelsea.
Last man aliangusha msee.
Yes.
Hawakupewa kadi. So I mean wakiwa na hizo meetings za marefari wanafaa waangalie. Kama zote ni kadi wapeane zote.
But I think that's it. Like kuna mtu alisema if you're still in denial that these referees are biased against Arsenal, well, watch ball. Someone said they are not an Arsenal fan, but if you are to be keen and if you are a football fan, you'd feel like the referees are scrutinizing every move Arsenal is making. But again, you know, it is said that winners take the points and losers take complaints. All right?
I saw the same thing happen in Manchester United's match, and before we were talking about how coaches have been complaining.
Yes.
Teng is complaining about the last 3 matches that he thought he would actually going to win. Now that we're talking about how referees are behaving,
yes,
and we're talking about how Arsenal perhaps the refereeing was not okay, we're also seeing it in other matches. So kind of I agree, maybe refereeing has not been
refereeing has been perfect.
No, what are we
no, excuse me. So we will get to Manchester.
It was wrong Arsenal, it was wrong elsewhere.
No, we will get to the refereeing. We will get to the refereeing. But bali mnataka kusema ati refereeing ilikuwa mbaya just because it affect Manchester. When Arsenal has been complaining all through. You guys have been voting for the axe, saying it is part of the forest. And right now it has started chopping you guys. Now you want to join the bandwagon of saying refereeing is not right. We are not boarding. Yeah. We are not boarding.
It's okay, but
okay.
Manchester hata unaweza lalamikia refereeing kweli?
Yes.
I mean,
no. In fact, okay, we will get to the Manchester game. Tukae hapo kwa Arsenal. Now, let us talk about now talent management in Arsenal. Yeah. All right? In the last 9 games, I think almost everyone has been injured kwa ile team.
Yeah.
You know? So, does this speak to the talent management? The medical staff ya Arsenal, you know, but we know ukijanaba to be pushed to the limit. Hapa we need to hold them back because look at Jurgen Timber. He's been injured. He came back, did not finish the game. You know, meaning they brought him back early. Is it that they didn't trust their bench? You know, something else. You see, Ben White was being moved to play as a centre back. Yet Kiwior was seated on the bench, moving Thomas Partey back to the right back. All right. Is there an issue with talent management in Arsenal?
First of all, if we look at, maybe we should look at the matches that Arsenal has played. Who have they played? How intense were those matches? Yes. Because that means the players maybe gave more in those matches. We should also look at their mental strength.
Yes.
They are placed better. Can we still say the league is young?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's the 9th game.
Because the first half of the league determines a lot how a team is going to finish the entire league.
Yes.
After looking at these 2 things, look at how rich the bench is. With all these injuries, if they go back to the bench, do they have people who can... How long are these injuries?
Yes.
Are they... long-term injuries?
Yes.
Of course, we haven't had any career-threatening injury. But at the end of the day, it shows that, yes, Arsenal is rich in terms of the squad.
Yes.
But the player fitness also is something maybe they should look at, as you're saying, because at the end of the day, why are there so many injuries? I don't want to give an example of another player who kept on being injured in that team that you don't want me to mention. But I think it's the same thing. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, what matters is how long it will take for these players to bounce back, heal and bounce back. Number 2, how their mental health is going to be affected and how the team is going to be affected. So that's why I was saying, if you don't have a rich bench or you have a rich bench of a lot of injured players, I don't see you guys dethroning Manchester City. So at the end of the day, I feel like, yes, Arsenal, you're doing very well, that you can get a lot of injuries and at the same time pick players in your squad they come and do the same. But what I'm wondering is, everyone who comes on board is getting injured. I think there's a problem there.
You're saying?
Another thing, remember the number of matches size in mob.
Yes.
Because of Champions League as well.
Yes.
And at this point I think strategy ya Arteta ni hataki, anataka tumalize top 8 kwa Champions League, because tusipomaliza top 8 tutaenda kucheza playoffs.
2 extra
that
games.
Means more games. So I think strategy yake ni, yes, as much as tuko na players, rotate our players, asichokesha wengine, because if wasipate fatigue, because the moment tunamaliza outside top 8 kwa Champions League, that means extra matches, which I think anatry to avoid extra matches. Itachokesha wase. Remember last season, Bukayo alicheza literally almost every game. Saliba literally almost every game. Gabriel isipokuwa ile game mbili I think alimiss tu. So ukiangalia our players coming back this season, Saka kidogo kuna game amekuwa hachezi, including Champions League. Kuna game I think ilikuwa Atalanta magani hakucheza. So I think this time round anajaribu ku rotate all the players, because hata kwa bench jana Jorginho bado alikuwa bench, hakuingia. Alianza na Merino. So I think game next utaona Merino ametoka, Jorginho ameingia. So I think ana try ku everybody acheze for ku keep your fitness.
All right. Now your game Kisha, I want to come back to you still. Towards the end of the game, the defense was a makeshift defense. You had Lewis Kelly, you had Kiwior, Ben White playing out of position, Thomas Partey at right back. The next 2 fixtures are away at Newcastle and Chelsea, then the international break. You know, do you feel, is there a reason to be worried as an Arsenal fan?
Honestly, no. Reason I'm saying that is, I think the next game Partey atarudi katikati and Kiwior ataanza your side. And remember tunaenda away.
But kumbuka pia you picked 2 serious injuries. Okay, we are yet to establish the seriousness of the injuries, but you picked an injury ya Gabriel na Jurgen Timber.
Yeah, so Gabriel atatoka, Saliba atakuwa amerudi. So I have no worry. Remember jana tulicheza bila Saliba, makeshift defense. And Liverpool knowing wako na Salah, wako na, yani they have a very good squad. Wenye wangetupunish kama ingekuwa hatungekuwa serious. But the makeshift defense mimi sioni kama kuna shida yote. Gabriel as much as ameumia tutajua literally how serious the injury is. Saliba atarudi tu hapo. So there's no need to worry.
I think the
do you think Liverpool missed a chance because meeting a wounded Arsenal right now at home would have been an opportunity? Liverpool hasn't beaten Arsenal in the Premier League since I think 2022. You know, 5 games. And now there's an opportunity. You're coming to play Arsenal. Their skipper is not playing with Odegaard. They do not have their best defender in the in the world. We might be overstretching it, but still a contender of the best defender in the world in Saliba. You know, there are a lot of injuries. Like you saw, they had to bring in injured players to play in that game. Was this not an opportunity for Ancelotti to introduce himself in the Premier League? Because he's been told you've been playing teams that are below the league table. But now there's an opportunity. Now you're playing the one that finished number 2 last season. Was it not an opportunity for them to go and finish Arsenal?
It was actually a very good opportunity to actually claim all the 3 points and maybe wapunguze kiasi in terms of even conceding from a wounded lion. And at the end of the day, yes, Liverpool, if you look at how Liverpool played, their defense is the one that was scoring. I saw Trent and
Van Dijk scored.
Van Dijk scored. Then Salah scored later. This shows how strong Arsenal is, that you can actually have a defense that will not only do their job right, but also assist and also score. That is a plus for Liverpool, because of course Liverpool has been a formidable side for some time. So they had a chance to reclaim their dominance or try take it back from Arsenal. But at the end of the day, if you look at Arsenal, and I want to agree kidogo with coach, it shows how management of a club and professionalization of a club helps a club perform the things that are done off the pitch. And I'm so glad today actually locally here there is a search workshop happening somewhere in Westlands, and we are trying to do the same. locally. So I think we are borrowing the right things from outside. So when we talk about maybe injuries, why they are unable to capitalize on injuries of Arsenal is simply because these teams are well organized. If you have good management, they have the best doctors, physios, and they know what to do. And it's timely, and they know what to do to ensure that from nutrition to how you train and to make them recover properly. That is very key, and I think that is where Arsenal is at least doing right with their injuries, and they might bounce back. So yes, Liverpool could have taken advantage, but when we talk about these international teams, because of their management, such things are not such a big issues, because they have the capacity and ability to rehabilitate their players correctly and quickly enough.
All right.
Me, I think they lost that chance.
Yes.
Because remember the last kama 3 or 4 games hivi Ancelotti amekuwa akidominate in terms of possession, kila kitu. Kuna game walipiga 95% passes,
yes,
as in complete passes, 95% wa correct.
Yes.
Yani zilikuwa complete. So that's yesterday, to be honest,
yes,
nilikuwa na uoga.
Before the game.
Hata nilikuwa nimevaa sweater.
I know.
So, yes. I think they lost that chance. And next time kama wote watakuwa fit, kina Calafiori, yes, Odegaard, I think kwao tutawapunish.
It's not easy though.
It's not easy. Yes. Ni Anfield, lakini tutawapunish. Wote wakiwa right. All the players wakiwa wamerudi. Yes. I think tutawapunish. And also angalia saizi what Edu and Arteta did, waliongeza depth. Because remember tuko na Jorginho, tuko na Partey, tuko na Rice, ndio? But still walienda wakaleta Merino. So wanataka depth ya squad, yes, ikue because of the number of matches and the number and injuries as well. Kuna time ya Wenger, yes, kuna time injuries ilikuwa mob, yes, tunatoa mpaka watoi academy, yes, wanakuja wanapigwa sijui 5 sijui wanapigwa ngapi, siku nyingine tukapigwa na Man U 8, yes, because of injuries and the lack of depth for squad. But right now depth iko. So as much as tuko na many injuries, we have players that can still fit in. Jorginho bado wako. We have very many players that can still, Nanweri anaweza fit bado.
All right.
So I think the depth of the squad is very important as well.
All right. Shift gears, Manchester United. You know, kulikuwa na pressure on Ten Hag, wakisema ni kama body na meet, they want to fire him. That meeting happened. Instead of Ten Hag, it was Ferguson that was let go as an ambassador. You know, they went and played against Brentford. They won the game. Pressure ikapungua kidogo. They went to Europe, didn't get the 3 points. Came back to England, London Stadium against West Ham. A struggling West Ham. Wakashindwa. First half alone, Manchester had like 7 clear chances.
Yes.
They would have been 7-0 up, you know, in the first half. But they didn't capitalize on their chances. Garnacho kugonga post huko. Then second half, game imerudi imegeuka. You wondering, that team that went from the pitch first half did not come back. Is it the instructions that walipatiwa na coach huko walishindwa kuzi understand? Because when they came back, West Ham appeared to be now the dominant team. It's like West Ham walienda kaambia, you know what guys, they have done their best. And their best hasn't beaten us. Go out there and show them. Right? So, Manchester, with the way things are right now, and the pressure that is mounting on Ten Hag, could it be affecting the players as well?
Definitely. Of course, off the pitch issues, of course, will affect. And as you're saying, there were so many chances. Dalot was one of the chances. I missed.
Was you had Dalot? Yeah.
There was a cross, but these were, you know, when you don't kill the game with such opportunities, you don't know what will happen. You don't know how your opponents will come back into the game. And for their opponents, they came back ready and they took what they needed. They did what they needed to do. So yes, if the coach is destabilized as well as the players, I think it's obviously going to affect the result of the team. But let me quote something that he said. Of course, he had to look for
definitely
a scapegoat, for a scapegoat, and it's funny that I'm actually saying it's a scapegoat and it's my team, yes. But it's how I feel, and this is what Ten Hag was saying verbatim. That's a third time I felt injustice in the season, yes. And it has a big impact on our team and on our scores and where we are in the table. Of course, they are number 14.
Yes.
I can't even believe
Happy Valentine's Day in advance.
My birth, we are position 14, a whole Manchester United.
Yes.
So, of course, to me, I feel like that is a scapegoat, given that we had so many chances to score, but we wasted all of them. So, yeah, maybe the coach is anticipating that he's on his way out, and that might affect his performance, and maybe how he's relating, the energy maybe in the dressing room is not right for United to perform.
Jose, who is to blame? Is it the coach or the players? Ama the entire management, the Manchester? Ama mafans pia.
So kuna vitu kadhaa a team has to look at. Number one, if players wana strike or kind of strike against coach, definitely a performance itakuwa chini. If Ten Hag ndio shida, which definitely I think ndio shida, because over and over from last season amekuwa tu akichapwa anakuja na story, akichapwa anakuja na story. So I think either yeye ameshindwa kabisa kumanage, ama there is awako in the same page na management, or even the players as well, because kama hiyo game walikuwa na chances mob, 18 chances against 12 chances za West Ham. Wali waste hizo chances. Ball possession walikuwa nayo 57 against 43. Bado they could not utilize all these good things that they were doing in the first half, hawakuzi utilize. So that basically either Ten Hag ama style yake of play imemkataa. Juu cheki aliachilia Uchali, alienda ni Napoli ama that a very good player. Unaachilia huyo player kwa nini na uongezi mwingine? So I think over and over Ten Hag, if I was to be asked, na sisemi niwape opinion because nataka akaekae hapo ya muziki kushika. So I think to me, I think Ten Hag akona time yake imeisha.
But guys, why is it Ten Hag pekee? You know, we have seen very many managers welcome pale Manchester, and this one has been a trend. It's nothing new, you know, from Moyes all the way mpaka kwa Ten Hag. They come, they have a good run kidogo, then they revert to this. But you see, when they want the manager gone, they revert to this.
Cheki, I think isipokuwa Mourinho, all the other managers wamekuja, to my opinion, ni wapoa. Sisemi si wapoa, lakini ni average managers.
Not for a team like
not for sio huyo msee.
So in short, manager mgani mnaona basi ni wa team like Manchester United? Because Ten Hag was shining akiwa Ajax, you know, when they brought Rangnick, still alikuwa na philosophy, alikuwa mwalimu wa Klopp when they brought Rangnick, you see. So hata Moyes akikujanga from Everton, still alikuwa mbeleka Everton top 5. Like these are proven managers who can do something. At what point does it become the player responsibility? Because for example, Garnacho kupiga chuma the second minute of the game, hiyo ni makosa ya Ten Hag aje? Like you have an open chance, it is easier to score that goal than to miss it. You end up missing it, si ndio? Dalot with an open post, he still shoots wide. How is that the coach's problem?
Because it's the buck stops with the coach.
Really?
Look,
are you saying the boys are...
As a coach, you can decide to... You choose your first 11. You have a chance to rotate your team. So if this person keeps on fumbling, you need to get them off. So at the end of the day, why we are saying it's his responsibilities, because the buck stops with him. After him, it's of course the management that will decide, do you stay or not. So if he has been making the same mistakes, the players have been making the same mistakes, either talk to those pep talks perhaps work. If they are not working, you need to do something about it.
Look, vile nani alikam Jesus kwa anaanza game zote, in between akaanza kumiss you know, those opportunities that unafaa kuscore kidogo saizi hana nini, hana number. Look at Rashford for example, kuna open chances amekuwa kimiss, very many chances the past few games, but still utakuta nani ataki kumweka bench. So like she said, the buck stops with the coach regardless. And remember, a coach lazima afanye nini, lazima utilize hii talent tu msako nayo, mahali ana make mistake, correct that mistake. Lakini sasa Ten Hag imekuwa wana make mistake, lakini there is no punishment. You have to punish your players as well. Those open chances, they have to take those open chances. Otherwise another game watachapo tu vile walichapo jana. Open chances muna miss, muna chapo.
And when you miss those open chances,
you have to talk to your players.
And don't you apportion some blame to the players? Conte akiwa Tottenham said this. Conte is a proven manager, and he said he team imekuwa na managers wa noma sana, but these boys still don't at no point have we ever asked them why is this happening to you? It's always the coach. Right now, don't you think it's high time that you also moved the pressure from Ten Hag to the boys now? You know, because there is basic footballing that before you become a professional, you must have attained ABCD. Sindio, you are not playing an amateur league. You're playing among the top leagues in the world. And for you to be in this team, unless you are saying now the recruitment of Manchester iko wrong in a by watu wana talent, but if you are an elite footballer, if you are playing in an elite league, there are basic footballing skills that you must have. There are things you know that huyu akipiga overlap nafaa kumpigia ball, nafaa kumcover. You know, if I am the creative midfielder, I am the playmaker here, I need to distribute the ball early. If I am Bruno, I know Rashford anapenda kukimbia kwa wing, Garnacho anapenda counter. I get the ball, I need to look at Garnacho. Hizo vitu zote bado tunablame coach.
You know, sometimes I feel like players can get very comfortable. Remember a few weeks ago, we were talking about how Rashford was performing very poorly. And this led, not even the coach might have tried to cover the player, but remember there is always the 12th man, the fans.
Yes.
That is something you cannot control. So the more they behave like that, the same thing will apply to these players. Very soon you'll start seeing the 12th man complaining, getting them a lot of negative energy and negative publicity at that particular point. Because you are a brand, you'll have to be forced to rise up to the occasion. I saw Rashford playing vibaya sana in like 3 consecutive matches, and there are matches that he actually missed. And at the end of the day, it took the 12th man complaining, and he bounced back. So if the coach is not doing his job in terms of maybe reprimanding and apportioning the blame to the right people, and if the management is not feeling the need at this point to come out to either support or withdraw their support to the coach, the 12th man will do the job for them.
Let me add something. I'm looking at this if a game each walicheza nayo.
Yes.
The talent is there. No doubt about it. The lead Kinadalo, the talent is there, no doubt about it. And you Shatter as well, unajua as a coach, if you're correcting, unaanza na individual player first, alafu unaenda as a group, alafu as a team. But we are not seeing yeye akireprimand the team. So if the team is not, if an individual is not performing, haumweki bench, haufanyi nini, then results zitajiambia, and the 12th man, like she said, ataingilia.
All right. Former Barcelona manager Javi is being linked to replacing him if these results continue. Now, do you think Javi akona opportunity ya ku tilt tides zianze kuenda vile zinafaa, ama pia atakuja fall of the sword just like Ten Hag and the managers that have been there before?
I don't want to sound biased, but I don't have faith that Javi amefika the level of inua Manchester.
Mnataka nani?
I will tell you that later.
Oh, okay.
But I have someone in mind that I wish Aliza take over the team. But at the end of the day, in my opinion, I do not feel like Xavi can carry Manchester United to its lost glory. I feel kwanza aende to team zingine, and then
mtu amecheza na Barcelona, amekuwa coach wa Barcelona, ameshinda La Liga.
Yes. Let me tell you, kucheza ball does not qualify you or make you a good manager. All right? So I think bado he should grow, and they should not use Manchester United as internship for coaches. Manchester United is a big team. So in my opinion, I feel like Xavi still needs to manage other, like what was happening to, what is the name of this guy who had a box head at Manchester City?
Company.
Yes. Aende kwa teams zenye
kama Burnley.
Exactly. You see, not that I don't but I'm just saying, don't use Manchester United as internship attachment for coaches who want to. We want a Manchester United that is going for glory, playing in Champions League, playing in Europa League. We don't want this other. What are we doing at number 14?
And remember, Xavi hata akikuja hata vile alishinda Barcelona, Spain, ni ligi ni fiti, lakini angalia zile timu ziko pale. Utapata tu Madrid ama Barca ama Atletico. Kina Sevilla hizo wachana nazo. Real Sociedad hao wanakuanga tu watakupea kompe, lakini bado ni mid team. But ligi ni ngumu. Klopp alikuja alikaa season ngapi bila kufanya anything. But akiwa Germany alikuwa anapiga nani kompe. But alikuja Liverpool alikaa very many seasons ndio apate nini yake kwanza. So remember hata good evening. Alikuja Arsenal akafumble kabisa. Akafumble to some point, tunaona yenyewe heri tu aende. But saizi ameshika nini ya Coston. Tunaona iko number 4, so ana push. So Xavi ata struggle. Akaweza kuja Man U, ata struggle juu ya ligi ni ngumu, ama juu ya kuna talent yenye anaweza i-coach ikatake shape. No, let's agree, talent iko. They have very good players. Angalia Mazrui ni top player. Angalia Delete ni top player. Amecheza Juve, amecheza Bayern. Talent iko, hatusemi talent iko. Rashford ni mpoa, akiamua kucheza game, Rashford ni mlethal. But sio talent hakuna. Ni ligi ngumu for Xavi akikuja, but saizi pia nani utilize talent yenye ako nayo.
So what manager do you have in mind that would come and steer the ship towards the direction you need it to go?
First of all, let's talk about Xavi has been a star, yes. But being a manager also means you're coming to manage stars. These are people, it's like someone ni vichwa kubwa, but he will need to know how to manage and to make sure that these stars don't clash.
But he's managed stars before. In Barcelona, he had Lewandowski, he had Aubameyang. He had stars over there.
Yeah, but those are this is a new experience. This is a new experience for him. So you're asking which coach?
Yes.
I would actually raid Manchester City if I had a chance. I would also raid Liverpool. Anyone who is doing good right now, I would actually raid them.
Would you go for Arteta?
For Manchester United? See, there was a time they were pretending they wanted him. Not really.
Your hate for Arsenal cannot allow you to say yes.
Mimi ningeulizwa, hata ningependa huwa manage. Ndio
niwapeleke chini. Hapana, nitawainua sasa because lazima nitengeneze CV. Kuna very basic footballing skills zenye to any coach mwenye amepitia kwa class atafundisha team. Una get, like when we have the ball we flower, when we lose the ball we fold. You know, everyone behind the ball when you don't have the ball, sindio? Our attacker is our first defender. If you lose the ball, you disturb immediately. Una get, if I had the ball, I was attacking, I was about to score, I lose it to a defender, I become the first defender. I stop him from distributing the ball. You know, but hizo ni vitu tunaona tu kabisa vijana wafanyi. And when they're not doing these things, I will tell you for a fact, they want this man gone. You know, sasa either they get rid of the boys wote, then they bring in a new manager, ama sit down with the boys and ask them mnataka nani, ama mnataka aje. You get, there is confusion at Manchester because look, for example, there was a story that came that the Ballon d'Or inafanyika, which we shall talk about the Ballon d'Or. Now it is said that Manchester iliomba Man City opportunity ya ndege ibebe vijana wao wawili kwa private jet yao. Unapata? Okay, ngoja kidogo, tuko na kola pia ameumwa sana, amesema anataka kuongea. Wacha tumsikilize hapo turudi. Kama hello, kama umedisappear, wacha tunangojea. Kuna kola anaitwa Kama, amesema anataka kupiana maoni yake. Aya, ni aje Kama? Okay, tutarudi na yeye kidogo, amestuka mliko kwa TV, atarudi. I was asking you in terms of management kwa pale Manchester as a whole, waliomba Man City the arrival chance ya vijana wawili wao wenye Garnacho na Maino wanaenda hiyo Ballon d'Or, wabebe kwa private jet Man City. Man City kuambia oya, hatuna space, si ndio? In terms ati wana save do. Clearly you can tell kuna shida right from management mpaka chini, si ndio? So what next, man?
But look, first, as much as kuna shida ya management, we don't know. Sawa. But what we can see is Ten Hag is not doing his job. Kwa sababu Arteta alireprimand Aubameyang that time. Aubameyang was the captain. He was, I can say, our best strike at that point.
Yes.
But Obama alimwambia Arteta alimwambia unajua nini? Kama ufanyi ile kitu mimi nataka, songa. Na akasonga, si ndio? So if Ten Hag hatachukua hiyo mantle, he's a manager here. Yeye ndio ako na overall responsibility ya hii team. So as much as kuna wrangles kwa management, but asikubali boil down to the team. Yeye anafuata team wasijue kuna wrangles. So yeye deal na team, alafu akienda kwa management deal na management. But the moment team pia ina realize kuna shida from the top, performance haitakuwa. All right. Was that second goal a penalty? Referee waliwaramia against West Ham.
Well, initially the referee hakuwa ameiona. Kwa hivyo haikuwa. Ni VAR. So, ni VAR ndio ilikuwa ina misbehave. So, the players tried to protest against it, and I think that is why the coach was complaining later on, saying that there is a lot of injustice. So, and there was a long time as they were trying to decide whether it was a penalty or not. So if that wasn't called, I think it would have been better for Manchester United. So it was not. Ni VAR really.
Talking about a call, acha tuone kama tutapatana tena.
Hello TV47.
Mambo?
Poa sana.
Naongea na nani?
Naongea na Kireka kutoka Kiambu.
Ati nani?
Kireka from Kiambu.
Perfect. Aya, wewe ni fan wa timu gani?
Manchester United, timu kubwa.
Manchester sio timu kubwa, ni jina kubwa.
Hiyo ni timu kubwa bwana. Lakini huyu kocha anatukosea.
Maoni yako ni coach ama ni maplayer? Nani yako na shida?
Huyu coach bwana kupanga hiki kikosi. Naona kuna shida hapo kidogo.
Ningetaka nipange hiyo kikosi na wewe, ni wapi unaona anakosea kwa kikosi kupanga? Amepotea. Tukipanga lineup ya Manchester hapa first 11, mimi na yeye hapa tuone ni wapi Ten Hag anaipata wrong. Yaani utapata kola mwingine na urudi watu wakiaro wakusikie ukitetea timu yako. Unajua kuna tofauti ya a big team and a big name. There's a time when Arsenal was a big team. You know, towards the last years of Wenger, Arsenal stopped being a big team, remained a big name. You know, right now we are walking towards being that big team again. Manchester has to wake up and realize they are a big name but not a big team. Because there is no way a big team will be at number 14. But anyway, sitaji kuongea vibaya. Is VAR overdoing what it's supposed to do? Because ideally VAR is supposed to come in kwa game when there's a clear and obvious mistake. Sindio? Not to ref the game. To assist, that's why they call video assistant referee. You know, when they feel enyewe hapa ukweli tu hii ikuwa bao, hii ni offside. Unaget like oya umse ameingia, umse na starts, this is a red card. Maybe hujaona. You know, a clear and obvious mistake. But with the decisions that VAR is making from game week 1, from Saliba being a yellow card to VAR turning it to a red card, from the Wolves goal against Man City being overruled, then VAR awarding the goal, from the Manchester United penalty where referee on field alisema oya continue the game, VAR mwambia hapana it's a penalty, after game ishaendelea sana. Are they overdoing their mandate?
Siwezi sema they are overdoing their mandate, but hawako consistent. Consistency hapa ndio hawako. Nimepeana example. Red ya Saliba. Ni sawa, yeye ndio last man. Ni red. Ile game Liverpool walicheza na Chelsea. Bas pia hiyo ingekuwa red card.
Na juzi na jana Crystal Palace against Tottenham, it happened again.
Exactly.
And it wasn't a red card.
Exactly. So they should be consistent na how they are making the decisions. Either ref achane kuangalia VAR, concentrate na game mpaka ambiwe otherwise, na ambiwe kwa game zote. Waache kuchoose hapa ndio tuta apply VR, hapa wachanayo. Ile red ya mimi bado ile Declan Rice alipewa red card. Mimi today sijui yani hata Inconsistency ilikuwa red card. Mimi sikuona red card. Haya, kuna ile game tukicheza na is it Aston Villa, ile yenye Saliba aligonga na ball alafu Ben White sijui kama
akairudisha yes.
For Saliba huyo player hata akupenaliziwa no yellow no red.
Yes.
Then so they are not consistent. Mimi kwangu sio wana overdo. Consistency ndio hakuna. If they are doing something kama ni red card, wacha ikuwe red card game zote.
The same opinion?
Yes.
With the VR?
Yes.
The inconsistency is the issue.
Yeah, because kama you're calling a different opinion on a similar incident in a different team, then I agree with him. Inconsistency in the calls by the VAR, and I think that is why it took too long for it to be decided.
Yes.
Because kama refa hakuona, haku ameona hivyo, and also the players, Manchester United players are complaining about the same. The inconsistency ndio inatuma watu coach wa complain. Yeah.
There's a team that has been consistent in giving good results and they are flying under the radar, which is Chelsea. You know, Chelsea at some point jana before Arsenal played, Chelsea ilikuwa imeenda juu ya Arsenal hata kwa table, you know, and they are there, wako number 5 saa hii. Wacha tuongee na Duke kwanza kutoka Kisii. Duke, mambo? Hello?
Yes, mambo.
Ni aje?
Fiti sana.
Kisii kuko aje?
Kisii kuko fine.
All right, maoni yako ni gani?
Mimi nataka kuongea about Man U. Man U is my team, I support Man U, but imefika mahali that bald-headed person should leave. Because honestly, that guy is so clueless, has no idea.
Yes.
You know, I mean, new money. This guy aliacha good players wakaenda. Ukiangalia game ya jana, mimi makosa yote ni kwa Dalot na Tenab. Ukiangalia Dalot, the guy aliacha Wan-Bissaka akaenda.
Yes.
Akabaki na Dalot. Dalot amekuwa akimzungusha, anamweka number 2, number 3. But the guy is not performing. Alafu anabaki na bao, umebaki tu na goal post empty. Unaambia ku mafansi ndio wamekuwa magolkeeper. Honestly. Tuaje tu kudanganyana, that guy is hata si coach bana. Wewe jamani kama ana meditate akikuja uwanja.
Na Javi
anakuja tu anafikiria tu like uniweke huyo hapa. The other day ameweka Mazrui number 10.
Yes.
Hii ni nini sasa honestly?
Sasa Bruno alikuwa mpigwa red card.
It's okay, but does it mean hakuna players but you can just even try something else? Naona kuna time, there's a time unaona ukitaka kuweka player, kama unataka kuweka player mwenye labda ashikilie namba fulani, there's a time mpaka tunadekanga don't share. Akamweka kama number 9. Akamweka kama midfielder.
Yes.
Alimweka kama number 9 mbele. Unajua number 9 people can play without a number 9 na washinde game.
Yes.
But wewe cheza without a midfielder ushinde game. Game ya England ni mawe. Wewe cheza ile game ya Ajax ya watoto ndio unaleta England. That guy should leave as early as even SAI to aenda tu.
Would you have Javi? Would you have Javi as a replacement for you?
That's another guy. Ni player mzuri lakini si coach. He was a good player.
Yes.
But he will not make a good coach. He did so many mistakes and so many errors.
Yes.
Barcelona.
That's
He's
true.
going to do even worse kwa Man U because saizi we don't have any world class players. Saizi so what is you wanafaa kucheza hata division zio ngapi?
Hey, you're big to Ash on your team, man.
I'm very bitter with Man U. I'm very bitter.
Where do you see Man U finishing the league this season?
Sahi Man U penye tutamaliza hii season. Kama tunajaribu kabisa number 11. Tenag. Lakini if we do some changes.
Yes.
I think mnaweza kufika number 6, 7 up.
Which manager will you have? Manager mgani yako free kwa bucket sasa unaona mnaweza chukua?
Mimi nikiangalia the best manager labda anaweza kuja Man U sasa hii, maybe any person from Spain. Except Xavi.
Will you have Zidane?
Zidane does okay. Is at least akona ile. Unajua another thing. Angalia Vincent Kompany akifanya train. Unajua anaangalia hizo documentary za maplayer coach when wanafanya train, wanaenda training ground na players wao. Kama Arteta ana participate. Naona?
Yes.
this is a guy mwenye anakuja na kipara yake mikono hapa nyuma. Atimama tu angalie watu wakikusharusha mpira hapa pale. Lakini yeye mwenyewe hataki hata I've never seen documentary za Man U akicheza hata mpira na players. Ateta inamuonanga akicheza, Vincent Company inamuonanga akicheza, Mourinho used to do it. Zinedine anafanya. Sasa wewe unakuja kama bully uwanjani tu uangalie hivi useme huyu amecheza vizuri, ugache ni mweke nje. What did you buy him?
All right, thank you very much Duke. I'm sure kuna mafans wengi sana wa Manchester wanaifeel kama wewe. Salimiana sana Kisii. Yeah. Guys, let's take a short break. Alafu turudi hapa. We have so much to talk about bado. Hatujamalizana na England, bado tuko na issues 1 million hapa kwetu nyumbani. Tulipigwa na South Sudan vibaya. Yani tukuje tu agree kama tuko na team sisi. Vile Manchester wanasema hawana coach. Pia sisi turudi hapa tu agree kama Harambee Stars tuko na coach ama hatuna team. All right? Let's take that break. We shall be right back. Keep it Monday Blitz.
Kwamba wasichana si wa kusoma, ni wa kuolewa, ng'ombe ipatikane, wazazi wakuwe watajiri.
Tunashughulikia yote.
I wish I were a better investor.
My parents taught me how to look for things for myself.
Tazama Mfahamu Kiongozi, ambapo kila kipindi kimejaa maarifa, mikakati na hadithi za kukuza azma yako.
For me to succeed, I have to fight.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30.
Ndio hiyo sasa. Tumeenda break, tumerudi, umetulia, wale mko mmechemka na Manchester, kina Duke mmebreathe. All right. Now let us talk about Chelsea. This is the Monday Blitz on TV47. If you're joining us sahi, karibu sana. Niko na Flo.
Yeah.
Introduce tena, kuna mtu amejoin sahi.
Glad you're still watching Blitz on TV47.
Yes.
My name is Florence Ndongo.
Kabisa. Kochare?
Mimi Jose hapa.
Yeah.
Ukipenda coach Jose.
Amazing. Mufa, ule mwasanali, Flo ni mwa Manchester. Vile unasikia pia anasikia hivyo.
Arsenal na Harambee Stars.
Junior. All right, we are talking about Chelsea before now turudi hapa nyumbani. Chelsea have been consistent with giving good results. You know, the only difference tu ni ati kucheza na timu kubwa kama Man City na wapiga, Liverpool na wapiga. Mbio hajafika level, and their coach admitted that hajafika level ya kufight na this top clubs bado, but they are getting there. Si ndio? Cole Palmer has been kijana mwingine pia is flying under the radar, but since I think 2 seasons ago the only player amefunga bao mingi Premier League kumliko ni Haaland, and it's only 1 goal ahead of the boy. You know, is Chelsea a title contender in all this?
Chelsea has been doing this. This is not the only season they've done that. Another team that tried doing that, and by the time Munagutuka, I think it was Tottenham. So I think this is something that Chelsea has been doing. What wanduthia mjakuwa mkimake a lot of noise. But it's a good thing when you're performing and people are not shouting too much about you. Maybe you're able to focus and have better results. So it's not the first time I'm seeing Chelsea doing that. Kidogo nasikianga about they're playing in Champions League or they are playing in Europa League. So it's not the first time, and I don't know if it's a strategy.
Yes.
But most of the time, ama ni mindo sijai kuwa fan wa Chelsea.
Yes.
I feel like that is what Chelsea does.
Right.
Majority of the time. I've seen them. A lot of people are not talking about them, but they are not playing badly. That's why you're mentioning a player and you're like, by the way, this player is doing very well. They're scoring a lot. You're talking about what Kina nani, Bukayo Saka, Joko, Arsenal. You're talking about Haaland, who is doing very well. But not talking about the second person who has scored the most.
Yes.
So this is something that has been happening at Chelsea, but I personally think it's a good thing for them.
Yes.
Yes.
Flying under the radar.
Yes.
Same opinion, Jose?
Sidhani Chelsea ni title contenders. Reason being,
yes,
for you to be a title contender, unaona hizi game kubwa either you win them, usitoke na result, usichapo hizo games. Hizo ndio zita define kama wewe ni title contender. Angalia Man City game kubwa wana perform. Liverpool is same, Arsenal same. So far game yenye Arsenal game kubwa zote Arsenal hawajatoka bila point. Walidraw na Liverpool, walidraw na Man City na walichapa Tottenham. Chelsea the other way, walichapa na Man City, wamechapa na Liverpool. So to me sioni kama ni title contender, but watamaliza position poa, either 4 or 5. 4 or 5 hapo hivi.
What would you say they have got right for them to be pali wako? I remember season ikianza tulikuwa tunawachekelea that they are buying everyone. Baka tunasema kama kuna dread jifiche Chelsea will buy you. You know? What is it that they have got right?
I think Maresca amepata style of play yenye anataka kuitumia. Juu as much as hana top players wenye tunaweza sema top, isipokuwa Cole Palmer, mimi personally sidhani Jackson is a player who can give you enough goals. Ukieka Jackson and Haaland in the same scenario, there's no comparison whatsoever. Sidhani Madueke as well is a player that can push for the goals as well. So but I think Maresca amepata hiyo style yenye anataka kucheza nayo na ikaingiana, na hiyo ndio ana utilize. I think akipata maplayer wengine wapoa, I think ata move far. Remember Caicedo alikuwa one of the best holding akienda Chelsea.
Yes.
But sioni kama ameperform to expectation yenye alibaiwa do mob, but sidhani ameperform to that huge expectation yenye kila mtu alikuwa nayo. So mimi naweza sema Maresca, it's the style of play imemkubali.
All right, tulikuwa tunachekelea Jackson, used to say this is not a striker, but right now the boy is proving us wrong. The boy is scoring from almost every game. He has a goal or an assist, But let's talk about Man City kidogo, because Man City appears to be struggling but still getting points. They struggle against Southampton, they win the game 1-0, they're top of the league while struggling. Are Arsenal and Liverpool missing this chance of going above Man City? Because if they're struggling na wako juu ya league, what if wakishika momentum?
I think as coach has said, it's all about winning the important games, and I think that is what is keeping Man City where they are. All their big games, they're making sure they're getting results, and if you get results in the big against the big teams, those are the teams that are up there. So it means you remain up there. I feel like that is what Manchester City is doing right at the moment. That's why they are on top of the table and perhaps might be defending their title.
Lakini it is also referee assisted. Let's not forget mentioning that. But that's an Arsenal fan talking. Man City kuna kitu wanapata right. Nini hawana KDB, hawana Rodri, but still wana win ma game.
So exactly, that is what the most important thing hiyo. Win those games. Hata kama utashinda 1-0, make sure tusijali mabao, make sure umepata point 3. That is the most important thing. And hiyo unajua Pep ni coach mmoja yenyewe, mkiwa na yeye unasikianga tu ni kama uko tu positive. Kuna kitu tu itafanyika hata kama dakika ya 90 ngapi. Kuna tu kitu itafanyika. Alafu Pep ana push players wake. If you compare Pep na Ten Hag, two different styles of management.
Yeah.
Pep ukimake mistake, kuna ile game I think ilikuwa either last week ama the other week before international break. Kuna ile game yenye Ederson alipiga kisigino.
Yes.
Uliona vile nani alimpea jicho?
Pep.
Nadhani hata yeye alitetemeka. Akawa anataka first half iishe asiende kwa changing room.
Yes.
So Pep ana push team. Pep ni ule manager hata mkiwa chini 0-0 dakika ni ya 90. Unaonanga tu anakuwa twendeni tutafuta hii bao moja. So Pep ukiona yeye kwa team uko tu positive. I think hiyo ndio anasukumanga team. Mnakuanga kama mko players 13. Ukiongeza fans na Pep mko wengi. Alafu na referee wa 14.
Mourinho before acheze na Manchester aliongea akasema ana hope zile charges za Man City 115 charges zitawalalia ndio arudishiwe ile ligi ya 2017 na pia Manchester mlipe bonus za kushinda ligi. Hizi ngori zinafuata Man City na hizo legal charges nini, they don't seem to be having an impact on the game.
And that is what tulikuwa tunasema na Ten Hag. Usikubali shida ya management ifikie players wako. So you act as that caution yenye between management and the players. Coach anafaa kuwa hapa katikati.
So how do you stop Man City then? How do you stop them from going mara ya 5?
Beating them. There is no other way.
How, man?
There is no other.
Everyone is trying. Well, Arsenal tried. Referee akawasaidia. So how do you win against Man City?
Let me tell you. Mimi najua wamecheza wakashinda 1-0. Na ile game walikuwa 1-1 wakafunga dakika sijui 90 ngapi.
Yes. So, Wolves.
Man City ya last season na the previous season ilikuwa inakupiga 3-0, 4-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5.
Yes.
Lakini saa hizi imefika wanashinda na 1 goal hivyo. So kuna mahali itafika watapatwa tu.
They'll run out of luck.
Yeah. Especially if they are scoring towards the end of the game. Meaning ukiwa just score early and make sure you don't give them a chance to
come back in the game,
to come back into the game. But also remember, si ati hawana nguvu ya kufanya counters as well at the end of the day. So whoever scores maybe early against, in my opinion, because you're asking how do you beat Manchester City, whoever scores and make sure they do not
come back,
concede against them, I think is going to beat Manchester City, because ukiangalia they don't have the, I don't say they don't have the same strength as before, but I think to me it's the easiest way right now.
All right.
Because they are making sure they are winning regardless of, it's the points, not the goals, as Nani is saying.
Let us listen to Dixon from Embu. Dixon.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Uko poa?
Mimi niko poa, niko bie kabisa.
Kabisa. Timu yako ni gani?
Arsenal.
Mwana Arsenal wagwan. Watu wa Arsenal, mtaongea. Dixon, piga tena uniambie kwa nini mnamaliza ligi tena nyuma ya Man City this season. Ada cheza vieta kiasi ya rudi. Now guys, the El Clasico happened and we all thought the fact that inachezewa nyumbani kwa Real Madrid watakuwa na upper hand. Ndio Barcelona imekucheza poa. They had played a very hard game midweek against Bayern Munich, which it did not appear hard as we thought, because they seem to be having a field day. Vijana at some point kama Lamine alikuwa anajibamba katikati ya game ya Bayern, unaget. So with that happening and going to Real Madrid and giving them a proper drubbing at home, what did you make of the El Clasico?
Okay. I expected better, because the first half they were doing very well, making sure that they do not concede. Lakini thereafter things didn't go very well. But we've seen the ability of Real Madrid to bounce back. We're talking about the same match, right?
Yes, Real Madrid against no, that is the Champions League.
No.
When they played against Dortmund. Now we're talking about Real Madrid versus Barcelona.
Yes, I'm saying they've shown their ability to always bounce back.
Yes.
43 unbeaten matches.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But they fell with a very huge margin.
Yes.
And I think they have an opportunity. It's not the first time they are doing this. It's not the first time they are bouncing back after falling even on similar margin. 4-1, 4-0. It's not the first time. But their ability to always bounce back is what I would actually peg. To me, I don't feel like it's a big deal. It's a bad result, yes, but it's not a big deal.
Hey, losing 4-0 at home. Wacha tuongee na Brandon, love to Rudy, because I know Coach Jose has a different opinion on that. Hello?
Hello.
Niaje Brandon?
Niko sawa.
Uko fiti?
Niko best.
Karibu sana kwenye Monday Blitz.
Asante sana.
Uko area gani?
Mimi wa Arsenal. Ya na maoni yangu mimi naona tuko sawa tuko hapo. Tuko sawa hapo kwa tunaelekea.
Unafeel Arsenal iko sawa vile tunaendelea ama kumaliza tena tunamaliza chini ya nyuma ya City?
Arsenal tuko best.
Arsenal iko best?
Yeah.
Iko best na mlidraw nyumbani na Liverpool. That is a game last season mlishinda.
Tutawapita tu. Tutawapita.
Mtawapiga? Okay, next game Arsenal unacheza against Newcastle away. Unaona aje? Watu wangu wa Arsenal. Mnaogopa kuongelea game zenyu? Haina noma. Brandon, piga tena, tuko hapa. Bado tunaendelea. Coach Jose, Flo is saying Real Madrid kupigwa nyumbani 4-0 is not a big deal. They will bounce back.
It's a big deal. Hii ni El Clasico. Hapa lazima ujitume.
Yes.
And to be honest, mi wagemea side ya Madrid. Walini disappoint. Wako na squad. Bellingham, Mbappe, Vinicius. Yani wako na squad. Mi nilikuwa najua baka hapa wanaenda kuuliwa. But Hans Flick amepata, yani ametick all the right boxes. Tunajua yeye ni top coach. Hata akiwa Bayern na coach pia
Germany.
Yani yeye ni mse anajua game yake. Anajua nini anafanya. Alafu uchali. Jamal. Uchali ni mfiti.
True, ndio.
Ni steamer. I think he's, to my opinion, could be the second Messi.
Imagine playing 2 games against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid, scoring 8, conceding 1.
That
is, isn't that something to worry all teams in Europe?
Exactly.
Even in the Champions League.
Ndio nilikuwa Flick amepata kitu right na anatumia hiyo kitu na ina work. Juu hata squad ya, and then another good thing ni squad yake pia, it's a very young squad. So I think wanamsikiza poa sana. Juu angalia ukicompare individual talent between Madrid and Barca. Madrid wako na individual talent. Like Tchouameni, Kamavinga, wote ni wafiti. So me I expected wanaenda pale hiyo El Clasico watabomoa Barca.
What went wrong for Real Madrid? Was it the over-reliance ya Mbappe na Vinicius ama vichwa za vijana zishaenda France Ballon d'Or? What happened in that game?
It could be, but also I think tunajua Mbappe na hizo runs zake. But kidogo alipatikana alifunga 2 na zote zilikuwa off. So I think aanze kutime hizo runs zake. Juu anapata off sana. Alafu chances zingine hayutilize pia. We know Mbappe to be lethal. Akicheza France, akicheza PSG, we know Mbappe akiwa in his best shape. Mbappe anakumaliza. But right now I don't know what is happening to Mbappe. Juu hajapik vile alitoka PSG hajapik bado. In my opinion sidhani amepick. Hata Vinicius ako way much better than him.
No, but hata Ronaldo when he left Manchester to Real Madrid he didn't pick immediately. In fact kulikuwa na a lot of injuries. Akiwa na bado jezi number 9 he had a lot of injuries, but at some point akapick. Are we rushing Mbappe into being the main man for Real Madrid right now? Or do we just need to give him time until azoyane na kwanza a new life in Spain as opposed to France, you know, and then the style of play. He's been playing as a winger, but right now they are using him as a number 9. Do we give him time to adjust? Are we rushing him?
Of course he needs time, but I don't think it's that necessary for a player of his caliber. It should be easy for him to gel and to know his he's in a new team. And of course there are other players like the other player mwenye wako naye kwa Ballon d'Or.
Vinicius.
Is it
Bellingham?
Yeah.
Jude.
Yes. So he's of course his position si ati ni yeye peke yake anacheza, so there is of course that time ya kujel, but I think he's a top player who can do that very quickly. Yes.
And ukisema tumpe time hapa ni Madrid.
Yes.
Exactly.
Ukifanya makosa kama hizo, kupigwa El Clasico,
Yes.
itakuwa it's a mistake. Ulitoka PSG, huwezi compare PSG na Madrid. You knew the pressure unaenda kupata pale.
Yes.
Because definitely this is Madrid. Kuna timu ukienda, expect the pressure and you have to pick immediately. Hakuna time unapewa ati ya kutulia. Utatulia alafu tutampea time mpaka lini? Tunataka hizo mabao.
And then your replacement anaweza kuwa on form, akuweke nje for a very long time.
Even ilifanyikia Jesus pale Arsenal.
Exactly.
Alipata injury kidogo, amerudi. Bana ana namba, hawa hata amemnyang'anya namba kabisa.
Alikuja akifikiria I mean star. Kutoka Man City, mimi ni star. Saizi Havertz anamweka bench. Havertz sio striker. Lakini anamweka bench.
Yeah. And we've also seen players who would actually want to play for their club and not even play for maybe national team, because at the end of the day you leave your spot open. By the time unarudi huyo msi ana perform, the coach doesn't see a reason kama bado ako sawa. You stay outside, the more a player plays, the more valuable you become. So I think picking it's so long as you're a star, you're a brand, hauna time ya kupick. It's get your chances and kill it.
Deliver.
Saizi hata Vinicius ana perform kumliko.
Exactly.
Talking of Vinicius, who do you think favorite wa Ballon d'Or? There's jana wapatia watatu: Vinicius, Mbappe, Jude, tuongeze Rodri kwa hiyo mix. All right, let's do
you had
no, Rodri has to be there because Rodri last season, apart from the injury, Rodri was outstanding, winning
Spain,
akiwa Spain, kushinda Euro, ndio akiwa Man City shinda ligi. Unaelewa, like he's been an instrumental player. So the fact that ampata injury sahi, of course I'm favor because haonekani, but now there is Rodri, Vinicius, Mbappe, Jude Bellingham.
Okay.
Whom would you give?
Say that you're as good as your last player, as your last match. So when we talk about Jude, you see what happened in their match, walipigwa, the match that we just talked about. Of course, he's a good player. Mbappe, as we said, haja pick. Did you put Mbappe in that mix?
Yes.
I know your obvious reasons for putting Rodri.
Ni mtu wa Man City, lakini he's good. I actually did an episode on YouTube for him, and why I think he deserves the Ballon d'Or. People can watch, maybe watakuwa na idea tofauti.
But for me, I would go for Jude regardless of their...
Una follow to hype ya English media.
No, it's okay, but at the end of the day, is he performing or not?
Well, he's been performing. Let's not take it from him. Coach?
Mimi niko na Vinicius. Vinicius, as much as unasema Rodri alishinda Euros na akashinda nini, Vinicius alishinda Champions League na alishinda ligi. And Vinicius last season Champions League, ile game walicheza na ilikuwa City ama Dortmund. Finally ilikuwa
Dortmund, yes.
Hiyo game literally alikuwa the main man. Alicheza hiyo game like ako possessed. Sasa hizi tunaona kuna hii game Champions League alicheza
midweek against Dortmund, same way. Still was the main man.
Uliona mali alitoka na ball. Alitoka kwao huko. Literally alikimbia 3/4 of the pitch na akafunga. So I think mimi naenda na Vinicius. I think amejiprove on a very high level. Tulifikiria Mbappe atakuja overshadow. Sasa hizi hata ni yetu tunaona sana. Jude as well ni mfiti, but shida Jude ni mi kwangu ni juu ya hype ya English media. So.
But at the end of the day, as you guys talk about hype ya English media, do you know who is going to be voting? Do you know
journalists? Yeah, it's journalists.
So believe they are hype because at the end of the day, a player. If you're a brand, umeundwa na watu so many people from your coaches, the media plays a very big role, and there's a reason why they're hyping this man. So they're the ones who will be voting at the end of the day. They have their own opinion, they have their own reasons. And yeah, so that is why if we say Jude and it's journalists who are voting and the hype is from them, you better believe the hype.
Okay, I want us to talk about junior starlets before time ishe, because we are talking about history. Probably someone will be making history in the Ballon d'Or, because I think this is the first in a long time that atuangelei Messi na Ronaldo.
Exactly. First time in 20 years.
Yes, unaget. So whoever is going to win is going to be making history, one or the other. Yes.
Mbuka, mimi ukiniuliza, sidhani Jude amefika ile level Lampard alikuwa, Gerrard alikuwa.
Yes.
So as much as hype iko, I still don't think watampe hiyo kitu.
All right. Our junior starlets, tukirudi sasa hapa mtaani, made history as the first Kenyan team to ever play in a World Cup, a FIFA World Cup. They went to the Dominica, walikuwa kwa squad ngumu sana. Their group was very hard. They played Korea, who were the favorites. They played England, who were very good structures as opposed to sisi hapa nyumbani, and they played Mexico. They got a result against Mexico, which was we got our first ever goal, our second ever goal. You know, they made history by just the virtue of qualifying and participating and winning a game.
At least a game.
Yes. They won. Na walikuwa kwa group ingine ngumu sana. Unaget. Na I think is it Marion niliona wakiretiwa among the top players ako number 4. The only African player kwa hiyo list. You know. So there's a lot that they made history out there. We can only hope that uko kulikuwa na mascout wenye waliwaona. Now we might end up tukisikia wawili watatu wameenda Europe kucheza ball, you know. What did you make of the outing?
I think it was a very good thing for our team, and let me congratulate first of all everyone who made it happen, from the federation, coaches, people who have been scouting. If you see them going out there and playing a team like Mexico, and for a long time we've been talking about infrastructure, things that are missing, yet our girls could go out there and beat a team like Mexico. So they did well, even if it's just a single victory. I feel like things are shaping up in terms of scouting of talents. And there was a time, not on this platform, I think like 4 years ago or before we ever sniffed a world stage competition. And we were talking of how our girls would actually maybe be the first team to go to the World Cup. And that came true.
Yes.
That the first time we went to a football World Cup, it's the ladies who took us there. So it shows that, just look at these girls, the energy is good, the attitude is good. If they are protected from the things that affect girls off the pitch issues, I think there is an opportunity for them to actually shine. So what happens, they are very young right now, and this is where you shape the girls.
Yes.
And this is where our irons and spears should come out, in terms of making sure that these girls are exposed properly, are protected by all of us.
That's true.
Right?
Yes.
And they will go as far as they can. So congratulations to them. The exposure was good.
Yes.
And I saw Murkomen trying to make sure that those who did not go to Dominican, they went to
Turkey.
Is it Turkey?
Yes.
Just making sure they're exposed well and they get those opportunities, because they've been doing very well. So Murkomen, protect our girls as much as you can, because if the ladies were the first one to take us to the World Cup, they will bring glory to this country, and also you'll give them opportunities for scouting, for sports scholarships and other things. And you know what that does to our community? We'll actually see these girls motivating other girls. There's a time I wanted to go to somewhere in Western, and we've seen how football is helping rehabilitate even girls in so many ways. Now imagine these girls, as young as they are, they go out there, play, get scholarships, come back into the society, motivate other girls. It's a plus for us as a country. So it's a good thing for the country, and congratulations to everyone who made it happen for them.
Amazing. Coach, tufanye hivi, let us listen to the coach, your fellow coach. Let us listen to Mildred Cheche, na pia tusikilize captain, and then we come back.
Step naweza penda government yetu na federation iweze kuendelea kukuza wasichana, because wako na talanta, wana need more playing time internationally. Kama tunaweza engage kwa friendlies, kama tunaweza engage kwa tournaments, ili next year tukitaka kucheza tena qualifiers wako ready na wako juu zaidi. Mechi imekuwa mzuri, tactically tumeweza kuipata right. Wasichana pia wametupatia their best. Tunashukuru na tuko happy. Hatujaenda nyumbani bure.
Ningependa kumregeshea Mwenyezi Mungu shukrani because it has been a long journey na ametufikisha tukiwa salama. So venye sisi tumekuwa hivyo Dominican Republic, the matches was not so easy. Zimekuwa very tough but we have tried our best. We know next time tukienda huko hivyo at least tutakuwa tushawakia our weaknesses na tutaenda ku give our best pia. The game was very tough and pia sasa tulikuwa tumesikia so huku hivi Kenya tulikuwa nasema England ni wakali. So mimi nilikuwa na hiyo tamaa sana ya kucheza na hiyo England. So venye sisi tulicheza na hiyo England haikuwa timu mbaya, ilikuwa timu poa na pia sisi tulitia bidii sana. Juu ukiangalia most of the teams wamepigwa bao 7, bao 5 but sisi England walitupiga bao 2 peke yake. Sisi na Mexico, ndio Mexico ilikuwa timu poa sana. Maybe for their side walikuwa wametu underrate juu waliona game ya kwanza tumepigwa, ya pili tukapigwa na sisi tuku lose hope juu tulijua hata kama tumepigwa hizo game za pili, hizo game 2 tunaweza pia sisi piga timu hata kama ni moja. Mimi ningependa kusema ni sisi under 17 the first team kupeleka Kenya World Cup and pia I know kuna under 20 pia next year of which wanaenda kucheza hiyo World Cup but sisi pia next time ikikuwa hivyo tutatia bidii tena to qualify for World Cup. At least tushapata experience, exposure huko hivyo majuu. Tumeona venye teams ziko na tumelearn 1, 2, 3 things and tunajua tukirudi next time pia sisi tutaperform, hatutatokea kwa group stages. But pia mimi siku give up because I know pia mimi niko best, pia mimi naweza. Juu teams huko hivyo maybe tuseme kama England ama Korea, unajua hao ni watu wenye wako kwa clubs, walianza kutrain wakiwa wadogo but sisi tulianza maybe tuseme tumekuwa camp around for 2 months, unaona. Tunakutana na watu wenye wamekuwa pamoja kwa muda mrefu, maybe tuseme 2 years or 3 years. Yeah.
Yani first of all, before at anything beyond now the football, vile captain anaji express, yes. That is a tick on its own. The fact that anaweza ongelea point yake ifike. Exactly. You know, and there is something she's mentioned that sisi tumeweza kucheza ball the other day. Madem tulicheza nao wa England wa Korea ni watu wamekuwa kwa club from a very early age wakitrainiwa and at least they went there and got a win. Yeah. Coaches, what do you say?
Tulikuwa naye Sato. Tuliongelea hii kitu ya structures. Yes. Structures za ball Kenya. Juu unaangalia unakuta tu na structure, tunaendaga tu tunachukua tu mtu mse ashakoma, tunamchukua wewe kuja ucheze ball. But ukiangalia structures kama za England wanaanzaga wakiwa watoi. Watoi kabisa, hawa sio wamegrow pamoja. Kuna kitu captain amesema na pia coach Checha amesema. Yes. Amesema to expose our mademu wetu. Tunataka wapate tournaments mob, si ati wanatoka shule wanakuja wanacheza kama hiyo. Sasa wakimaliza shule zikifunguliwa wanarudi shule, hakuna hiyo structure. So wanaskata tena tunawaita ile siku wanataka kwenda nini. So mimi ningependa hiyo structure ikue, wapewe exposure kabisa. Alafu I think tukiget that right and that is where even the aspirants for FKF should come in and tell us the structures as well. How will you improve the current structures to make sure that we tap enough talent, and that talent when you tap we utilize that talent to make sure that it may grow. So it was a very good exposure. Yes. Na to me I feel walifanya tu poa sana na tusisahau vitu mbili. As much as ni the first team kutupeleka kwa World Cup, we also have the first player akona sati mesainiwa na Infantino Wasike. Alikuwa yeye ndo alikuwa most valuable player kwa hiyo game ya Mexico. So the first player Kenya akona hiyo sat. That's true. Tuko na Harambee Stars, hatuna mwenye Let us talk about the Rising Stars then. Pia wali make history. Actually kinyo umesema about structures za ball, kuna kwa hiyo debate which I hope to get time ya ku watch clips. Kuna aspirant alisema
primary schools and secondary schools need to be included in the FKF structure.
Exactly.
Unaget, so that ball ina trainiwa pia shule na FKF iko na hiyo data yote.
Exactly.
In terms of other talent management and talent recruitment zasaidia, si ndio? But let's talk about our under 20 boys walikuwa Tanzania. They finished as runners up in the final against Tanzania, which tuko tumecheza tuona vizuri sana, hata Tanzania tuko tushaipiga in the first leg, si ndio? Now they qualified for the AFCON under 20. Atao, there is a prospect here. Our under 17 girls qualified, under 20 boys qualified, you know. What do you think we've got right with the youth talent?
First of all, kidogo on the girls.
Yes.
I think we should, when the captain is talking, you can see the hunger.
Yes.
You can actually feel it.
Yes.
You know, we need to capitalize on that, and I believe it boils down. This is that was an under
17, yes.
Under 17.
Yes.
Now, when you come to the under 20 that qualified, it actually shows that if we focus on building our youth structures, it's something that is actually working. There was a time, I don't know if it's a year or 2 years ago, where the Football Kenya Federation started training coaches who would actually go and train in schools. They were actually incorporating schools.
Yes.
The same way they've been training coaches. Retired players who want to be coaches, they're training those CAF, DCAF, whatever licenses. They started incorporating the
former players, teachers,
coaches from secondary schools,
yes,
to make sure that they are scouting talent. And when it comes to, congratulations to the boys, the under 20. Yes. In December 3rd to around 28th, our boys under 17 will be in Uganda,
yes,
trying to achieve the same fate as the under 20. Now, this under 17 that will actually be going for an AFCON qualifier in Uganda is a feeder to the under 20.
Yes.
The under 20 is going to be the feeder to
the senior team.
To the senior team. So we'll start seeing players as young as 21,
yes,
playing in AFCON, playing in big matches, and that is actually where we are aiming to go, and it's a good thing. So I'm sure the under 20 boys, currently there's a lot of scouting that is happening, yes, in different regions. Then they'll come up with a team. Then from that team from everywhere, they'll select a quality team, yes, that will be in Uganda in December, meaning that if we get it right, if our under 17 qualifies for AFCON under 17, the under 20s have already qualified, yes, we are hoping against hope that we will not. Okay,
the senior team will qualify.
We have already qualified by the verge of being co-host.
Oh, the 2027, yes,
the 2027 one. We've already qualified by the verge of being the co-host. But yes, now we will not be qualifying as co-host or hosts. We yes, need to actually put in the work, fight the good fight,
yes,
qualify by merit.
Yes.
You know, because that as a co-host, but we are still
shaky.
Because ask yourself, why is it that our qualifiers, yes, are being played in Uganda? What does that say about Kenya and Uganda? Yes. It means that we are not, even as co-hosts, yes, tuko bado 50-50, and that is where Chan comes in, because Chan comes in to check our preparation, infrastructure, security, accommodation. Can we do all these things?
Yes.
Still, that is why the 3 countries are still co-hosting,
yes,
Chan. Hiyo ni akina Mosepo angalie kama, but ask yourself, why is it that we can actually, Uganda and Tanzania,
yes, can host games.
They are ready already, and we, yes, are not ready. So I'm glad to see there is an election coming up. If you know you cannot take us where we want to go as a country,
yes,
you can see how passionate people are about football in this country. And I know TV47, by the way, congratulations for hosting the first debate.
Yes.
But I kind of feel like if you know you are not taking us where we want to go, you should just follow Nyamuya's way, yes, support someone else who can actually do the job. We want to head somewhere and we are serious about it.
All right.
Yes.
Before we get to the debate, nataka bado tukae hapo kwa under 20. Acha tusikize former CS wa sports. Juu pia through his leadership, you know, you have to give credit.
No.
Oh, let us, before we go to Ababu, acha tusikize the current CS wa sports. Vile hapo jana Rudi, of course, pia aliongea, aliwa host, which is a very good thing when you see young talent being appreciated this way. Ndio. Acha tusikize the current CS, then we come back.
In preparation for the your competition of AFCON, we've been requested that you go for to a camp outside the country, we will support. We have also been requested that we get you friendly matches with more competitive teams. We will also support the same. And as I said, Mr. Mimo, just ensure that the budget is reasonable, well managed, so that we can do more friendly matches and we can do also a bit more of camping outside the country.
According to me personally, it was nice because without my teammates kunisaidia singeweza kuachieve hiyo like kuscore hizo goals, na pia makocha wamekuwa poa and tulikuwa well prepared and I thank God because pia nilikuwa na momba nipe hiyo energy ili niweze kuperform kwa hizo game na pia tuweze kufikisha Kenya level ingine. Yeah, so according to me imekuwa tu poa and yenye tu nimesema teammates wamesaidia because I wanted like to bring the trophy back home and to make Kenyans proud apart from qualifying for the AFCON. But also to the team it was very disappointing, but we thank God because we tried our best and we gave it our best, like a lot you can also see, and it's not bad, at least tumefikisha team pale tulikuwa tunataka, and that's the most important thing. And yeah,
amazing, super fantastic, super captain Kevin Wangaya. Now we can only hope, kuna kitu amesema taking captain amesema taking Kenya to the next level. Pia we can only hope the current CS wa sports can only take us to the next level from where Babu left, you know, from the Talanta hizo mambo yote ya sports, unaget kurecruit watu from this early age, vile Babu alikuwa ameanzisha. Nakumbuka tuliandaga meeting huko katupatia structure yote ya sports, sisi kama hiyo time tulikuwa training kuwa coach. We can only hope that the ministry shall continue with that process because it looked like a promising process.
Yeah, I think Ababu, first and foremost, I think we have to give credit where it's due.
Yes.
I think alikuwa very passionate about sports and generally sio football peke yake. Nakumbuka pia rugby alikuwa na support sana. Games zote alizisupport, so let's give credit where it's due. But preparation, yes. I think hapo ndio kidogo tunagonga nje because hata Kibet alisema that walienda tu sijui wiki ngapi training, so unaona the only advantage na wao ni walicheza under 18 pamoja, wengi wao walikuwa kwa under 18, so kidogo wanaelewana, so haikuwa hard kufanya nini kujel. But I think tunafaa tuangalie vile especially the junior teams zenye bado watu wao wanasoma vile wanaweza pewa time enough ya kutrain. I don't know how it can work because lazima tena wasome, but waangalie vile wanaweza wapea enough time ya kutrain pamoja, alafu ndio hata qualifiers because Tanzania was not a very strong team.
Yes.
Na kama walipiga Burundi, I think hata Tanzania wangewachapa.
Na walikuwa shapiga Tanzania kwa group.
Yes. So I think ni hiyo tu kidogo kukosa enough training nini. So hiyo kidogo ndio CS angalie ajile atatengeneza nini. Then Flo ameongea kuhusu us being the co-hosts,
yes.
But we don't look like co-hosts.
Yes.
First and foremost, mi hata ningependa tu host sisi peke yetu. But sasa shida yetu ni moja. Hatuna structures. Study bado sijui tumefika wapi na ile mpya tuliambiwa itakompaka na VAR.
Yeah.
We currently don't know mahali imefika. Wanafaa tuambie wamefikisha wapi Nyayo, wamefikisha wapi Kasa.
Acha nikupatie update ya Kasa. CAF ilikuja wakaangalia nyasi ya Kasa, wakasema hiyo nyasi imepandwa Kasarani itolewe yote, it does not meet the standards.
Exactly.
So as it is, hakuna kiwanja ya Kasarani ya kuchezea. Wanaweza kwamba tengeneza viti, but in terms of turf, the playing turf, which is the most important part, CAF said nyasi imewekwa hapo itolewe yote.
Sasa
kutoa is actually the fact that inatolewa.
Yes.
That is a problem, and that is why more comment should. There's something Arocho said and we laughed.
Yes.
That you're getting contractors na mtu anajenganga choo, hajai jenga
kiwanja.
I don't know which nyasi hizo ni gani, ama ni napier grass or whatever they had put there. It's actually the wrong one. So that is why we should get things right, and we actually said that we need serious people in football. all right? Tutaendelea kuwapiga makombora until you do the right thing. Hosting a continental event is a good thing. Because first of all, infrastructure, actually saying that we can't as a host nation individually, we are not like South Africa. Ukiangalia South Africa have pitches even in schools where they've embraced technology. It's maybe let's say a university rugby match. There are cameras there that are remotely controlled. These are people who have developed. So saying that, first of all, accommodation is a problem. Do we have the right transport? Security, can we manage the funds? Remember what happened in athletics under 18 and under 17? We could not manage very simple things. CHAN, February, early February.
Yes.
We're talking about months. We are co-hosting again CHAN, and we are not ready at the moment. Nyasi kwanza inamea after muda upi, because CHAN inafaa kuonyesha FIFA whether or not
tuko ready.
But now we are going to Mandela to play in Uganda, our return leg matches. So we have November and December and January, 3 months only for CHAN. And I saw Firat, I think that is something we'll talk later.
We need to talk about it now, the time inaisha.
Okay, Firat was complaining about why are we've already qualified for CHAN. But there's something important about why a host team. The same way they're checking kama infrastructure is ready. They also need to check if your team is ready. When you're hosting, unajuanga nisha qualify. So you'll just start having friendlies. And we know Kenya, when it comes to playing friendlies, tunachezanga na timu haziwezi tusaidia. Timu haina nguvu, timu maybe iko chini yetu. So they're not adding value to our preparation. So you find you're a host team, but you're eliminated very early in the actual event, despite doing all the work in terms of making sure that you can host an event. So even if Firat was complaining because of first thing, the fixtures were clashing with KPL, and that is why we didn't have a lot of KPL matches playing, and also there was not enough time for them to prepare for the competition. We trained on Thursday, traveled on Friday, on Sunday we played against South Sudan at Tukatandikwa, sindio? So those are some of the things that perhaps we are looking. But in terms of hosting, Kenya cannot at the moment, even in, I want to be biased, we need I don't know what needs to happen. Even the next maybe 5 years, we still can't host a continental event on our own. The preparation that goes, kama nyasi munashindwa, nyasi kupanda nyasi.
And I think sisi Kenyans we forget haraka sana. I think some time back tulipewa the same opportunity ya kuhost CHAN. Wakakuja kufika huko hakuna kitu imefanyika, wakachukua hiyo opportunity. Let us not forget, let leadership when wamekaa hapo kwa sports and FKF kila mahali wajue that this is an opportunity that we need to utilize, because italeta Kenya a lot of things. Media, unajua sasa tutakuwa open to the world that we can do something na football. But sasa hii opportunity ikienda, ati tunaenda kucheza game zetu Burundi. Sasa Burundi ni wapi tunapeleka game zetu? Sijui tunaenda wapi. A country, a small country kama Gabon. Gabon iko na haijafika hata 10 million population. GDP yake hata it's not half of Kenya. But right now Gabon ili host AFCON. Sisi tumepewa hiyo opportunity and things are not ready. Sasa tukiambiwa tueni nyasi and then what?
Na hawajui mambo ya kitambo sana. It's only in 2018 that we failed to host.
That's true. And it could be happening again and again, as we said. Yes, we might have qualified for the CHAN, but the virtue of being hosts, but as the way the senior team is playing, it is not emulating what our juniors are doing.
What we want.
Like kama South Sudan walitupigianga Kasarani, if you remember, walitupiga 1-0. Si ndio? Then we went over there in Juba, tukapigwa 2-0 jana, si ndio? And tuko na return leg games, si ndio? Nataka tuongelea Harambee Stars tukimalizia, but let us listen to the coach na the excuses that alipeana this time round, then we come back tukiwind up.
And we had only one training before the game. So, and if you are 2-0 in the back, you have nothing to lose anymore. So therefore we took all risk and we tried. So, but till then, you have to also to see that South Sudan pressed, but they are gone physically down in the last 20 minutes. So therefore, I think we was in this point maybe one step ahead, but we couldn't use it. That's the reality. So in football is one thing, reality, you score, you don't score. And Sudan has done it, we are not, and therefore I can only congratulate. So in my mind, it doesn't make sense for me, especially if, you know, they are professional players who are used to play for something, you know, but now they have nothing to play. So, and this is not a little point, it's the most important thing in sport, to have something to play. And if you are a normal person, it affects your mental. So, you have the weekend again a match, I don't want to get injured, everything affects you. So therefore, this kind of matches, I till now, I will also talk it all the time, I will talk about it, it doesn't make sense for me. So, what should I say? So I cannot say that the players benefited now. Well, how? I don't understand.
Kweli tu mjamaa. Anyway, what do you think Harambee Stars needs to do right to start getting results? We saw what happened with Cameroon. Yes, hata tuiongelea hiyo. Ndio hiyo South Sudan sasa inatunyorosha, wametupiga 2 games in a row. Tuko return leg now. What do we need to do to get it right?
I think Firat, kama ni Firat bado atakuwa,
yes,
anafaa rudi kwa drawing board,
yes,
angalie kikosi yake. Wale machali si ati hawako poa, kina Viren ni maplayer wapoa sana,
yes,
but hizi complaints kila wakati anatupea excuse, oh tumeenda tumefanya tumepigwa, yeye tunataka results saa hizi. Hatuwezi kuwa tuna host sisi tuna host alafu tupigiwe group stages,
yes,
hiyo haiwezekani. Alafu aingie mpaka hao mayouthman kina Kibet, yes, machali wafiti sana. Huyo Kapi ameongea,
yes,
hao wase wako talented sana. Nilienda nikaona game yao moja, hao wase wako fiti sana. So hata hao acha tu kukaa na kina, na sisemi ni wabaya,
yes,
ni maplayer wapoa. Tumeona kina Omala, ni maplayer wafiti, but pia anafaa aangalie mayouth wenyewe wanaweza ingia hapa Harambee
au integrate kwa national team,
kwa sababu acha nikuulize, sasa hizi Lamina kwa miaka ngapi?
70.
Ako Spain already,
yes,
ndio. Bukayo ako 23, alianza kucheza England when. So asiangalie tu hao senior players, yes. So kama senior player hawezi saizi tupe ile kitu tunataka, tulete ingisha hata hao watoi, yes, enda game zao, angalia mwenye anaweza gel hapa, yes, akuja acheze. Alafu pia style yake ya kucheza honestly mimi naonanga iko off. Sasa zingine unakuta anaanza na midfielder kama striker, yes, na kuna striker kwa bench. So kama ile game hatukuwa na nani hakuwa Olunga, kina Omala wako hapo, si uanze nao, si ma striker. Unatuwekea midi kwa nini acheze kama striker? Mabao zingine simple tapping hatufungi. So we have also maplayer wetu pia, as much as tunasema story ya Engine Firat,
yes,
but pia maplayer wajitume tu zaidi, because tunataka saizi tunataka hizo nini tuone performance. Tuwezi tulikuwa tunapigwa 4-0 na Cameroon, tunakuja hapa tunapigwa tena 1-0 sasa South Sudan.
Okay, ni sawa, we clearly agree that something has to change. What I want us to do, nataka tusikize kidogo tu bites za vile debate ilikuwa, alafu tukirudi tukimalizia mniambie in 30 seconds what you expect from whoever will take over from the current regime. All right? All right guys, as we had told you earlier, we over the weekend we did host the inaugural FKF presidential debate at Kwea. And these are the highlights about the debate went, and there was a very critical question that was asked about integrity and dealing with corruption in the league and in general in Kenyan football. Tusikilize hapo turudi.
Anasema wanatumianga watu report. Sijui kama Gor Mahia anapataka report, because sisi hatujaona report. Anasema anapeananga finance. Sidhani asijui anatuma kwa account gani, maybe sisi hatujaona, ama labda email yetu haifanyi kazi. Yeah? Hata FC wako hapa tunaweza uliza kama wamepata, because whatever naongea yote ni uongo, na angejitetea akisema kwamba sio yeye hakuwa na uwezo sahihi, akipatiwa presidency atakuwa na nguvu ya kupanga, kwa sababu yeye anajaribu kutetea kitu ambaye hawezi kujibu. Because if I ask you Barry, ile 1.4 billion inakuja kwa 1.4 bilioni 1,400 kutoka kwa FIFA ama CAF. Utuambie imetumika namna gani? Kama ile sponsor tulipata ya KBC, hatujaijua hiyo pesa inakuja ngapi? So ukituambia hapa kila mtu anapata report, I think waacha kudanganya. Wasema tungetaka ujitetee useme kwamba mimi sio ule alikuwa president, waacha mimi nikichukua nitapanga vitu. Asante.
Tony, I think first of all, and we are live. We need to check the facts. When someone says you're corrupt, he needs to collaborate his statement. I have never been accused of corruption. I have never been arraigned in court because of corruption. The second thing is this, Tony. We have someone who wants to be president and doesn't understand figures. FIFA doesn't send 1.4 billion anywhere. The amount that FIFA sends to federation is public. A quick desktop Google will show you what FIFA sends. So
why don't you tell us?
It's 1.65. It's simple. 1.65 million.
Million.
Yeah.
Dollars or
dollars?
Dollars.
Yeah. So it's not 1.4 billion. Yeah. Secondly, thirdly, and what I want to say is this: by regulation, and Kakamega Homeboys were represented in the last SGM, financial documents regarding budgets and upcoming activities are sent to members. Chris Amimo, who is seated at my far left, presented the financial statement for the federation, and there was an auditor. It was live. You do a quick Google, you'll see an auditor presenting FKF. In fact, members, and I'm told AFC are here, maybe they can comment, or Tusker, members were given those books to go with. Right. So let's as I finish, Tony, let us verify facts.
Let me just, you know, you talked very loosely about me not understanding the finances. We've asked him, you know, we can't keep on Googling. These are whole federation. Why should we keep on Googling these things? He's talking about members. I'm wondering how Gormaya, we are there. I'm the SG. So if all these 4 years I've never seen any of these things, it's amazing. But most of all, nataka kuuliza baadhi. Kuna wakati alikuwa amejificha siku hiyo. You will have a chance to ask questions. I'm just saying, we are talking about transparency of monies. When the police were looking for them NSIS from Kiambu Road, kwani walikuwa wanamtafuta na assault ama rape ama nini? Si ilikuwa pesa? It was just about money. And that's why there was a transition committee that came in. It was not about anything else apart from how they misused government money, how they were kicked out of office, and up to today, they've been fighting in court. It is still there. So this corruption issue at the federation is still alive and kicking. I'm sure there are other cases that are not even closed.
Thank you, Sam.
Tony.
Thank you for that.
Tony, again, I'll just take 30 seconds. Please let us verify facts. We do not have any active case in court touching to us being corrupt. All the cases that were there, 3 of them were dropped. And not only, these are public records, not only did the court say that this was an abuse of the court process, they also said that it was malicious. So as we throw words out, let us please verify facts, because I don't want to also start throwing allegations without being factual.
All right. As you can see, it was a very heated debate. Uzuri iko pale YouTube ya TV47. Kama ilikupita, you can still go watch it yote in full. It was more than 3 hours, I think, tulikaa hapo tukiongea, tukiulizana maswali about the future of Kenyan football from the grassroots to the senior team. Now, guys, as I let you go, what would you want to see? Because we all know that there's going to be a change of regime, because of course Nick's term is over. Doris could take over from him, or Hussein, or Alila, or Ochola, whoever takes over. What would you want to see from them in 30 seconds?
Number one, proper football structures. Number two, integrity. Integrity is very key. Yes. So we have to see people with integrity wakiingia pale. Then governance, the whole governance of football, watu pangie vizuri, because I was there and I really sikupata ile kitu nilikuwa nataka, because at some point ilifika ikakani kama wanablamiana, and one chairman anasema hana financials, the other chairman ule wa Tusker ana confirm yeye anapatanga, so it's like huyu anavai na hana exact figure. So to me, those three things, governance of football, proper football structures, and also integrity, lazima ikuwe, hii mambo ya corruption kila time ishe.
Flo?
For me, I would want to see, first of all, the people who are vying, they've been in football before. So we want to assume, and hopefully we are right, that they know how to run football. So these are the problems bedeviling Kenyan football are well known, from integrity, they lack leadership integrity, financial integrity, and so forth and so forth. So what we want to see is, I feel like we are recycling, but even if we recycle people, can you now focus on the right things? Can we see things running from the grassroots to the national level? What needs to happen? All of us need, we all know what needs to happen. It's the action that is missing, and the goodwill from government to all stakeholders. Unfortunately, we are not voting. We have 92 delegates who will be voting, because the coaches body and the women body, they've not done their election, so they are ineligible to actually vote. But at least we have 48 counties, because Nairobi is divided into two. We have 18 from Kenyan Premier League, we have 10 NSL and all that stuff. Yes. You people, the hope of this country in terms of football is pegged on your vote. So vote wisely and give us the right leadership.
All right, tuko hapa. I got my punch ready. You see? My punch goes to Engine Firat, Harambee Stars national team coach. Enough with your excuses. Enough with your excuses. We want results. We want results, and we want to see you on the pitch during the FKF League, NSL. We want to see you recruiting. Or tell us who is your recruiting team. Because the people we see on the pitch are not necessarily the people that we see performing in our leagues. So we want to see results. Enough with your excuses. If you think there's anything that is hindering you from giving us results, you either tell us those things or resign. That is my punch for today. It goes to you, Harambee Stars coach. Give us results. We cannot be losing games at the start of Rapigona South Sudan home and away. Tumekataa hiyo. We have to stand for our game, and that is my punch for you. Remember guys, tukimalizia, we had asked you tukianza show, whom would you vote for if you had an opportunity to vote the FKF president? Tumekuandikia hapo kwenye screen list ya aspirants. Thank you very much for your feedback. Sisi tunamalizia, tunapatana next week. Naona mtu kama Julius Ojiambo hapo amesema hao watu walicheza mpira. Mimi ni mzaliwa wa leo, but I will not vote for people who have never kicked even Lifundo. Bernard Clifford, Toma Lila, all the best candidate. Anyway, ni mingi zimekuja. Asanteni sana guys. Let us meet next week, same place, same time for Monday Blitz. I'm hoping Arocha atakuwa amerudi atatee Manchester. Muo live.